What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. September 2nd, we have a free play for you tonight. In tonight's college football game, again on the national spotlight, the Florida State Seminoles are on the nightcap at 7:30 versus Boston College, ACC showdown. Not such a sexy game, especially with just those two teams, the way Florida State played last week in Ireland versus Georgia Tech. Nothing else on the table, but we will share a play. We won't go too crazy on the player props. But a recap of last night's game from our free play on YouTube yesterday. Right here on the screen, we took Kyron Lacey to go over his 72.5 receiving yards, and he got to 94. So first leg is secured in our free play from yesterday. Caleb Williams, he was a free square, so as long as he gets gets one passing yard, that'll be leg 2, and then we'll have to wait till the NFL Week 1 slate to hit Chris Godwin over 58.5 receiving yards and Geno Smith to go over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We broke down our analysis of that yesterday, but last night's game, USC, not an upset, but I think a lot of people had LSU winning that game. Hence why they were favored by 4 points. USC wins outright 27-20. Definitely the public won there a little bit. I think, the public loss. A lot of the public was on LSU at getting 4 points, or laying 4 rather. And over-under was set at 67. Everyone and their mothers were pounding the over. It went from 63 all the way to almost 66.5, 67. By the time kickoff came nearby, we took the under on that, under 67, and the final score was 27-20. That's 47, so basically 20 points less than what it closed. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you know I am a big anti-public, go against the grain type of bettor. I don't like when everyone, public and public percentage, is on a certain team. It's not foolproof, of course. We got bit with the Clemson bug. We did that. It was Clemson versus Georgia on Saturday. Everyone was on Georgia, so we went Clemson. Maybe not because it's a better team, but we do like to go against the grain and be contrarian approach. And taking that approach, for the most part, we went 10-2. We are 10-2 in the college football season. I'm not talking about these player prop plays such as these that we've hit. Separately, just making picks, spreads, or totals over unders. We are 10-2 on the year, and with including these, we are up over about 29 units on the college football season, but 10-2 in just picks in general. So again, this was yesterday's play. Kyron Lacey secured the leg there. Caleb Williams will be secured, and we will have to await Chris Godwin and Geno Smith. I just want to say thank you for. We got a lot of listeners, viewers, even subscribers from our last video. Do appreciate you listening. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And we're going to be trying to do a video a day, whether it's analysis or it's giving away a pick. Just keeping up with the content for you all. So do appreciate that. Tonight's game. Look, there's nothing else on the board. I promise you that. But we're going to have a little play here. So we're going to go down here. This is going to be on Prize Picks. And before I tell you the play, Prize Picks right here, but you can, I think you could scan to the video if you would like, or use this promo code KC1WEFF. Haven't been able to personalize my code for that one yet. You can see I've done it for Sleeper, Fuck Nation. If you go to Sleeper app, if you're into the player props, promo code, I think it's 100. Every day it's different, but if you deposit, they'll match your amount up to $100. Just put that referral code. And this is Prize Picks right here, referral code right there, and just scan it. They are doing $50 right now on your first bet. So if you put 100 in or 50, your first bet, they're going to give you $50 free. So make sure you take advantage of that offer. And then Better, that's another good app. It just depends on the state where you live. We're here in Florida, so we don't get all of them, but these 3 we do. This is going to be your biggest bonus, no doubt about it. If you scan the barcode below, or let me know. I can send you the link. You are going to get a $200 welcome bonus, up to $200. So up to you if you want to put that much. If you want to go less, you can, but you are going to be able to get up to 200, which is what we did, and should take advantage of that offer. But this play for tonight, I don't want to say play of the day. Again, we're not going to go too crazy on the player props, but what I'm thinking about this game, definitely watched last week's game in Ireland. There's not much to desire for DJ Ukulele. I know I butchered the name, but DJU, with what we saw in the passing game, it felt like he couldn't throw the ball more than 9-10 yards. Whether he couldn't get it there or they weren't trusting him in the offense. Very bland offensively. Kudos to Georgia Tech, decent team, but there's a reason why he's transferred 3 times. That says something. He's been at high-profile schools, universities, Clemson, Oregon State, I believe, and now FSU. So always going to be hyped up, especially with that type of name as well. But he is not that good, unfortunately. However, knowing what I saw with my eyes, I have to paint a story, put a story together on how this game could go. We don't want to overreact, which we all tend to do time to time. Sometimes we're correct, but sometimes we're more wrong, especially with 1 week. You would have to think with Mike Norvell and what they did, losing their opening game to Georgia Tech, they are embarrassed. This is a get-right game for them. They have a school that's very average coming to Doak Campbell Stadium tonight. That place should be rocking. They're going to really emphasize defense, of course, for sure, but offensively, you think they're going to have to get things going and be very urgent. I feel like they're going to let DJ test his arm and make some plays down the field, unlike what they did against Georgia Tech. He's going to be one of our plays, as you can see, over 199.5 passing yards. That is an alternate line on prize line. That's the least. You can see why it's that little green goblin. It's the one most likely to hit. I think if you take the default one or the standard one, it would be like 225. So we took more on the 199.5 yards, passing yards. Again, we like him to get some big chunks or take some more chances in this game. That's just the story we're trying to paint the picture in our head, no doubt about it. We're going to take Roydell Williams, their starting running back, or maybe it's like a 60-40 split with Toafeli. We like Roydell Williams to get over half a touchdown. Just get one touchdown basically, and that's rushing or receiving. That's an option. There is also an option to do over 1.5 touchdowns, but that'll pay out more. But we're just going to go to get a touchdown. And then here's the thing with Thomas Castellanos. If you haven't heard of him by now, a mobile threat, dual threat, but mainly making his big plays on the ground. I'll show you right here in case you don't remember him from last year. This is a guy who's got 1,100 yards of rushing alone last season when he played FSU. As you could say right here, you can see he went for 95 yards off of 16 carries in this game. Now this game was really close. It was 31-29. So again, going back to painting the story here, I think it's a get-right game, I hope, for FSU, for my team's sake, but also just what you expect to not overreact to one game. I like FSU to somehow, some way, despite what we saw last week, to get up big, and I think that'll take away the running from him. That's what we're hoping for. I mean, if you go look, I think he went 9 out of 12 games that he got over 62.5 rushing yards, but we're going to take less, so we're going to go against the grain again. I think everybody is playing Thomas Castellanos on the over. For what it's worth, earlier when we almost put this, he was at 57 or 58 rushing yards, so that just tells you a lot of people are jumping in on Castellanos to go over, and he may. If this game stays close and FSU does play the way they did last week, he's going to have a field day probably, and he's not going to be forced to pass it. He's just going to stick to his running. Definitely runs a lot, as you can tell, double-digit carries pretty much every game besides that one. We are hoping they get behind early. We are hoping DJ gets his chunk of yards. Roydell Williams just gets a sneaky touchdown. and Castellanos to go under. So again, this story is painting a picture that this is a bounce back game for the FSU Seminoles, not to overreact off of week one. DJ being trusted to take a few more shots deep and not limit him on the offensive side, whether he makes those throws or not. But I think Mike Norvell is going to try to put him in better situations and try to get some chunk plays. Last season, just to give you full disclosure, Boston College was actually weaker against the run out of 133 schools. Boston College was the 110th worst against the rush. I guess that's the other caveat or thing I worry about. If FSU does go big and maybe they just come out running. Maybe this is a running game for them, and that's going to limit what DJ's passing. But that's why we kind of lowered his passing yards total to get over 199.5 versus 225. So, yeah, looking for a bounce-back story here in tonight's game, 7:30 p.m. at Doak Campbell Stadium. Crazy, their schedule. They played in Ireland and to start week 0 and now to close week 1. They're closing on Labor Day on Monday night. So that's the play. And by the way, I didn't say this is important. If you go to Price Picks, if you go to the Promotions tab, there is a 3-man up to $10 protected play. So win or lose here, this one for example, we will get the $10 back in promo funds, I believe. So, but hopefully we win it. It's 3 to win 30. That's 3x. Nothing too crazy exciting. Just trying to get a sure-handed winner. You can tell we've been on fire with the player props here. We hit for $81, $80, and $75 on Saturday. And hopefully this one can cash for us. But that one and this one, of course, tonight. That's it. Castellanos under 62.5. Roydell Williams to get a touchdown. That's rushing or receiving. DJU more than 109 passing yards. I showed you the apps and promo codes. And yeah, everything's been on fire. It's been a good start to the college football season. You can go to our website, FoxNationSports.com, if you have any interest in getting our packages. I think we're doing, I'll tell you right here. If you're interested, sorry, computer's lagging a little bit. We'll go to our website right here. You can go to our podcast link, buy packages. We also are 9-2 in our last 11 in free plays that we give out on Twitter. So we've been on a real heater. Like betting, we know you're not going to sustain at that level. We're going to expect some bumps, but I'm here to give you any insight and help give you insight to beat the books daily. So here's our packages when you go to the site. Pretty straightforward. If you want our college football 4-week package, $19.99. Our futures package for NFL, which we'll be giving out to clients, has been our most lucrative package, no doubt about it. We went over 50 units last season in futures, and another over double digits the prior year as well. That'll be $24.99. That gives you every play before the season starts or any add-in plays we do during the year. Everything is through email. We'll give you the picks anytime there's an update. NFL 4-week package, $19.99. Here's $99.99. That's in full season, including the playoffs, which is with the futures, and there's soccer, if you're interested, which we're on a heater as well there. So things have been going good. If you have any questions, message us, DM us. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you again for all our listeners, especially our last video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Good luck however you play this game. We don't really have a play bet-wise. We'll look at the betting percentage to see where the people are betting and go from there. But it's definitely not a sexy game to bet on. Yesterday's was, but not sure the read on this. But this is our storyline right here. This 3x play here. Castellanos 62.5 under. Roydell Williams get one touchdown. DJU over 199.5 passing yards. All right, please give a 5-star review or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, our podcast, Fuck Nation Sports, available on Apple Pods and Spotify. All right, appreciate it and enjoy the game tonight.